Hello, Virgo. Uh, I need to warn you about something. And I'm starting with an apology because what I'm about to tell you might hurt at first, might shake the ground beneath you, might force you to see something you've been avoiding or question something you thought was solid. Someone in your world is carrying a secret, a truth they've been holding back, information that changes the landscape of your relationship with them. And they're about to crack, about to spill, about to reveal what they've been hiding. Um, and you need to hear this now before it happens, so you're not blindsided, so you have a moment to prepare your heart for impact. Because revelations of this magnitude don't just deliver information, they alter reality. They make you question what else you didn't see. They force you to rebuild understanding from new foundations. So let's explore this. Who might be revealing what, why now, how to navigate truth when it arrives, wearing the face of betrayal or confession or long overdue honesty. Take what resonates here. This is about preparation for difficult truth. You remain in control of how you respond, always. This is simply an invitation to brace yourself for revelation without hardening your heart completely. And let me start by describing the energy of what's coming, because this isn't small. This isn't someone admitting they forgot your birthday or confessing they borrowed your sweater without asking. This is significant. The kind of revelation that recontextualizes entire timelines, that makes past conversations suddenly make sense, that explains behavior you couldn't understand, that fills in gaps you didn't even know existed until the missing piece slots into place and suddenly the whole picture looks different. And the person revealing this, they've been wrestling with whether to tell you, wrestling hard. The secret has been eating at them, creating distance between you that you might have felt but couldn't name, making them act strange in ways you've been trying to interpret. And they've reached a breaking point where holding it hurts more than releasing it, where the weight of the truth has become unbearable. Um, Now, let me talk about who this person might be, because the energy is showing up differently for different people. For some of you, this is someone you're romantically involved with or were involved with, a partner, an ex, someone you're dating. And what they're about to reveal involves their feelings, their past, their behavior. Maybe they've been carrying guilt about something they did. Maybe they've been hiding how they really feel. Maybe there's someone else they haven't told you about. Maybe they've been lying about something fundamental. For others, this is a friend, someone close to you who's been keeping something from you out of fear or shame or misguided protection. Maybe they've had feelings for you they never expressed. Maybe they did something behind your back. Maybe they know something about your partner or your situation that they should have told you months ago but didn't know how. For some, this is family, a parent, a sibling, a relative who's been holding family secrets, information about your history, your identity, circumstances you weren't aware of, things that shift how you understand where you came from or who you are. And for a few of you, this might be professional, a colleague or boss revealing information about workplace dynamics, about decisions made behind closed doors, about things affecting your career that you weren't privy to. Not necessarily malicious, but definitely significant. Um, Let me ask you something. Have you noticed someone acting differently around you lately? More distant, more careful with their words, making strange eye contact or avoiding it altogether, seeming like they want to say something but stopping themselves? That's the behavior of someone carrying a revelation they're not sure how to deliver, someone rehearsing conversations in their head, trying to find the right moment or the right words. If you've felt that energy from someone, pay attention. That might be your person. The one who's about to crack open and let the truth spill out. Um, you know what I'm picking up on most strongly? Timing. This revelation is coming soon, like very soon, within days or a couple weeks at most. The pressure has built to critical levels. Something is going to trigger the release. Maybe a direct question from you. Maybe their guilt reaching a point they can't ignore. Maybe circumstances changing in a way that makes the secret impossible to keep. But it's coming. And when it does, it's going to feel like a controlled explosion. Words tumbling out in a rush. Apologies mixed with justifications. Confessions wrapped in explanations. The person trying to soften the blow while delivering information that can't be made soft. Let me slow down here because I need to address something crucial. When someone reveals a big truth, your first instinct might be to focus entirely on what they're telling you, on the content of the revelation. But you also need to pay attention to why they hid it, how long they hid it, what it says about their character that they kept this from you, whether their reasons for hiding it were protective or selfish. Because sometimes revelations are clarifying. Sometimes they're actually gifts, even though they hurt. Someone finally being honest after months of pretending. Someone confessing feelings they've been suppressing. Someone giving you information you need to make better decisions. Those kinds of revelations, while painful, can ultimately strengthen connection through the courage of honesty. But sometimes revelations are just confirmations of what you already suspected deep down, that this person isn't trustworthy, that they've been lying to protect themselves at your expense, that they've known things that affected you and chose to keep you in the dark. And those revelations, they're not about bringing you closer. They're about showing you who someone really is so you can make informed choices about whether to keep them in your life. Let me tell you what preparing for this revelation looks like, because you can't prevent it from happening. You can't control what they're going to say or how they're going to say it, but you can control how grounded you are when they say it, how centered, how capable of hearing hard truth without completely falling apart. Preparing means strengthening yourself now, reconnecting with your own worth so that whatever they reveal can't destroy your sense of self. Remembering that other people's lies or secrets or hidden truths say more about them than about you. Building your support system so when this happens, you have people to process with, people who remind you that you're okay even when your world is tilting. Drop a comment if you already have a suspicion about what this might be. If there's something you've been sensing, a question you've been afraid to ask, a truth you've been avoiding, because sometimes we know before we know. Our intuition picks up on what our conscious mind doesn't want to see. And the revelation someone's about to deliver might just be confirmation of what your gut has been whispering all along. You know what else I'm sensing? Is less then #0, 5 hash, is greater than the aftermath of this revelation is going to be complex. It's not going to be as simple, they told me the truth and now everything's fine, or they lied and now they're out of my life. It's going to require you to sit with nuance, to hold multiple truths at once, to understand that people can care about you and still hurt you, that they can have good intentions and still make choices that damage you. That honesty doesn't automatically repair what dishonesty broke. So when the revelation comes, don't rush to decision. Don't immediately forgive because you're relieved they finally told you. Don't immediately cut them off because you're hurt. Give yourself time, space, permission to feel all the feelings before you decide what this means for the relationship going forward. Let's sit with this for a moment. What if this revelation, as painful as it might be, is actually liberating? What if living with partial truth has been keeping you stuck? What if the discomfort you've been feeling, the sense that something's off, the questions you couldn't answer, what if all of that has been blocking you from moving forward? And what if this revelation, by bringing everything into the light, finally allows you to see clearly, to make decisions based on full information instead of half-truths? Because sometimes the truth hurts less than the uncertainty. Sometimes knowing, even when what you know is terrible, feels better than the constant low-level anxiety of sensing something's wrong but not being able to name it. Sometimes clarity, even painful clarity, is a gift. Let me offer you guidance about how to receive this revelation when it comes. First, listen fully before you react. Let them finish. Let them say what they need to say without interrupting with your hurt or anger. Not because you owe them that, but because you need the complete picture before you can respond meaningfully. Reacting halfway through means you might miss information that recontextualizes everything. Second, ask clarifying questions. Don't assume you understand the full scope from the initial confession. Ask when. Ask why. Ask who else knows. Ask whatever you need to ask to fill in the gaps, because you deserve the whole truth, not just the version they're comfortable revealing. Third, don't make major decisions in the moment. Your initial reaction might be to forgive everything or burn the bridge entirely. But you're in shock. You're processing. Give yourself at least a few days before you decide what this means for your relationship with this person. Let the dust settle before you choose your next move. Fourth, talk to someone you trust, not someone who will just validate your anger or tell you what to do, but someone who will help you think through the complexity, who will hold space for your feelings while also helping you see the situation from multiple angles. You're going to need perspective outside your own wounded heart. Is less than has hone. 0 hash is greater than. Fifth, honor your feelings without letting them dictate everything. You're allowed to be hurt, angry, betrayed, confused. All of that is valid. But you're also more than your immediate emotional reaction. Give yourself permission to feel it all while also accessing the wise part of you that can think clearly even through pain. Let me ask you one more thing. What if this revelation is the thing that finally sets you free from a situation that wasn't serving you? What if the truth they're about to tell you is the permission you needed to walk away from something you've been staying in out of loyalty or hope or fear? What if this painful honesty is actually the universe giving you clarity you've been asking for? Because sometimes revelations are endings disguised as confessions. Sometimes the truth someone tells you shows you that the relationship can't continue as it was. And while that's painful, it's also honest. And honesty, even when it destroys something, is more respectful than ongoing deception. Here's what I want you to remember when this happens: when the person cracks, when the truth spills out, when your reality shifts. You are strong enough to hear it. You are capable of surviving this revelation. You have weathered hard truths before. You've rebuilt understanding after it shattered. You've continued forward even when the path looked completely different than you thought it would. This revelation won't destroy you. It will hurt you, yes. It will change things, absolutely. But you will survive it. And on the other side, you'll have clarity you didn't have before. Information that allows you to make better choices. Truth that, while painful, is ultimately more valuable than comfortable lies. Take what resonates from this reading, leave what doesn't, and remember that you remain in control of your response, of your boundaries, of what you do with the information once you have it. I'm sorry you need to hear this. I'm sorry someone is about to reveal something that might shake your world. But I'm telling you now so you're not completely unprepared. So you can ground yourself before the storm hits. So you can remember that truth, even painful truth, is better than living in the fog of half knowing. Trust your inner knowing. Trust that you can handle whatever they're about to say. Trust that you deserve full honesty, not partial truth. Trust that this revelation, as difficult as it might be, is moving you toward clarity, toward seeing things as they actually are instead of as you hoped they were. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being brave enough to hear difficult messages. Thank you for being someone who can face truth even when it hurts. You're exactly where you need to be, on the edge of revelation, about to receive information that changes your understanding, preparing to navigate truth with grace even through pain. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, Virgo.